From the Fox 26 studios, this is Houston's Morning Show.
The Democrats are taking off the gloves as they face off in Detroit. 10 more presidential candidates will be taking to the stage tonight after 10 others talked about the issues last night. We are going to talk politics right now with Republican strategist Jackie Bally and Democratic strategist Dallas Jones. Good morning to you both, and thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, who shined last night in the debate?
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren shined, of course, and she had the least to lose because she had a very good showing last time. And it was very interesting to see the ideological differences between the centrists, who were the governors, versus Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, the centrists questioning all of these ideas and how we're going to pay for them. And with Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth being more to the left and progressives, when they talked about Medicare for all, remember, only 27% of overall voters approve that, and open borders, only 13% of overall voters want open borders. So it was interesting to see members on the stage and of their own party question the finance behind these sound bites that are coming from the left. But so far, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are polling higher than their centrist colleagues that were on the stage with them last night.
Now, Jackie, you just said how much you enjoyed Marianne Williamson last night, and
I did not say that.
Nevertheless, I'm excited this morning. Who won last night? The Democratic Party did.
Donald Trump won.
The Democratic Party did, because we showed the country that we are a party of ideas, that we are not a party with one litmus for what America ought to be, that we are the big tent party, we are a diverse party, and it's great that we have 20 qualified candidates for the presidency that are hashing out ideas. Absolutely, I agree that it was a time where those that are more centered, the centrists, had to show why their ideas were more practical from their perspective, why they would be better to beat Donald Trump from their perspective. But the winner of the night was clearly Senator Elizabeth Warren, who pounded home her ideas on policy, how she would pay for them, and clearly articulated and drew a distance, somewhat of a line between her and Bernie Sanders. I was disappointed with Senator Sanders. I think when certain questions around race came up, I think he had an issue dealing with those, which has often been the case for him when those questions come up. I would have liked to have seen more there, but overall, I thought it was a great debate.
Okay, tonight, Joe Biden is going to be on the stage. Do you expect him to get tougher with Kamala Harris, because she went, I don't want to say on the attack, but she pulled out some really good points in his past?
Well, I think what Senator Harris did in the last debate was she pointed out some realities of Vice President Biden's record. Now, perhaps he comes back this week and he's prepared to further elaborate on those. And I think he probably was knocked a little off his feet that anyone directly came at him, particularly Senator Harris, on issues particularly around race. It's out in the air and it's open. I expect him to be ready for these attacks tonight. I expect the attacks to come. I expect Senator Harris to double down. And look, in my opinion, tonight is a much harder field of candidates. It sucks to have pulled tonight, because it's going to be a little bit harder to shine this evening.
Yes, well, Joe Biden said himself that he plans to be a lot tougher than he was last time. His showing was not the best, but even though his showing was not the best in the debates, he's still polling quite highly, and it's going to be quite tough for all of the other 19 or so candidates to try to catch up with him. So no matter what he says, he's probably going to still be the nominee that ends up going up against Donald Trump.
Y'all want Joe Biden so bad, don't you?
Well, because we plan to kill him.
Another interesting thing, former Congressman Beto O'Rourke says he can bring Texas back into the blue column. Julian Castro is also in this race, but both Texans, can you see the vote being split here in the state of Texas?
Well, the highest that Mr. O'Rourke will ever go politically was when he ran for Senate. He he's had a very poor showing in the presidential debates. He's been exposed for being an empty suit and having no substance behind him. Really hasn't pushed for any major policies. And when you're on the national stage, he's been exposed. As far as for Mr. Castro, at least he has had a good showing in the last debate. So So the fact that Beto says that he can help turn Texas blue, he's not even doing a good job on the presidential and national stage, so that's not going to happen.
Well, I slightly agree with you that Texas is Texas, and it needs to be, and it's going to need to be turned blue by whomever the nominee is. I don't know that Beto O'Rourke or Julian Castro helps to turn Texas blue any more than any of our good, viable candidates. I think, but what I will say is that no matter what you feel about him on the national stage, Beto O'Rourke is a contender rather, for the Democratic nomination of the presidency. And until so, anything's possible. No one thought Donald Trump would be the president of the United States based on polling and where he stood. But look where we are today. Aren't we the lucky ones?
Yes, we are.
Now, we are going to have debate number 2 tonight.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to your comments on that.
Thank you.
Great.